Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. If you watched my unboxing of the new Microtech Nemesis 4, you might remember me saying that I bought a couple of knives from NC Blade. And this is that other knife. I love NC Blade. I do not have affiliate links. They did not give me, well, actually, I mean, I had some points saved up, so I use it. But same thing that everybody else had, right? There's no specific incentive for me to push people towards NC Blade other than they are legitimately one of my favorite retailers to buy knives from. So check out NC Blade. I'll put links for this in the description, and also where you can get this from other retailers where I do have affiliate links. You can choose what you want to do. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. So I own two other versions of this knife, and I love this knife, and it's not the last version of this knife that I will own. There are a lot of different brands that I love, but if you don't know, I actually own more Microtechs than any other brand in my permanent collection. And I was really excited to see that they're finally doing variations of this knife. I knew that it would come, and they've been doing a few variations here and there, but I'm excited that we are at this level of the variation stage for this knife. So the moment that I came across this, by the way, I said I have to own that. Like that's where we got. So I had 3 separate coupons, and I used the second one, which was 150 off. And this was, again, not because I'm a content creator. It's because I use their point system. When I buy things, they add points to my account, which anybody can do. I think most retailers have this. So this is a Microtech Scarab 2, but it's all red cerakote. Cerakote sounds like a great Halloween-themed knife, but so this is called, what the heck? Crud. Oh, it's the Crud. Okay, it's, yeah. The dual fuel drivetrain, that's the twin spring. But the actual variation of this knife is this. This is the Scarab 2 Gen 3 all Cerakote red standard. Now they have a new executive version of this knife, and what I was doing is I was shopping for cool variations of the executive version, which does not have the little inserts here. I don't mind the inserts, it's just nice to have a different variation, but this one was so different than my other Scarabs that I had to buy it. Are you ready? That is way too cool. That's way too cool. I think a lot of people will look at this and say it looks too cartoonish. It looks like a gas station knife. It looks like a toy. Sure, all valid. It doesn't matter though, because I think it's awesome. I have so few red knives in my collection. I have like a few that are in red carbon fiber, like my CKF Snafu 4.0. I've got my Rocksteady Higo 2 with the red frame that's got the anodized aluminum oxide on it, and maybe a couple others that have like red here or there. Red is just not a color that we see a lot, especially when it's this much. Like, we see red anodized aluminum. That's it. But for some reason, I am drawn to knives that have red as part of their theme. We see, as far as like the colors that we see the most of, I can tell you right now, black, OD green, and coyote. Those are the most common colors for knives. Why? Well, because in a lot of situations, number one, black is just a color that like everybody, you know, black is the color of tactical, okay? And people who are into knives, at one point or another, tactical was, you were all about that, right? You weren't really sure what that meant, if you could see what I was doing right now. You weren't really sure, but you were, you know, tactical, right? I think we all know exactly what I'm saying. So black, OD green, kind of looks military, right? It's also the color of like earth, and brown. Coyote, also kind of earthy, right? Makes sense why we would see primarily those colors. Outside of that, despite how useful they are, I don't know what it is about brightly colored knives, but they're not quite as popular. All right, I remember one crash out. There was a guy on Instagram that was crashing out about Hinderer offering colors like blue. Because Hinderer knives, this was serious, this is a real person. He viewed Hinderer as a really serious knife company, and his opinion of them, his high opinion of Hinderer has since gone down after discovering that they offer colors like blue, because blue is a non-serious color. This sounds like a troll. This sounds like, but you have to ask yourself, this is a very elaborate and strange way to troll. And what would be the outcome? The outcome, he got no attention outside of me like, that's dumb for thinking that. No, it's actually much more likely that this was a real thought. That some people just view knives as incredibly serious and tactical objects. And so them being offered in a color like blue sort of takes away from their view of these things. And of course, the reasonable answer for this person is, shut up, dude. Just buy the color you like and be quiet. But some people don't think this way. So I remember that being a pretty hilarious crash out. And I think maybe subconsciously a lot of people feel this way. And ultimately, the end result is that brightly colored knives might not, for the grand scheme of the knife community, and I'm talking well past the YouTube knife community, it might be that the vast majority of people simply buy more earthy colors when they're looking at pocket knives, because that's, you know, those kind of go along with the occupations, the hobbies and things like hunting, hiking, fishing. Those colors sort of coordinate better with those hobbies and interests and occupations, right? Now, the irony of this is, of course, that all of these things that I've just listed here are environments where knives are easily lost, and bright colors are actually more beneficial. Seemingly, the only hobby or occupation, depending on what it is, where a bright color is acceptable is hunting, where orange is acceptable. I think you could counter this by saying, well, if you're a golfer, I learned this recently. I bought a bunch of bright red golf balls, thinking those will perfectly contrast with green. So if I ever lose if I ever hit a golf ball and I kind of lose it for a second, it'll be really easy to find if it's bright, almost like fluorescent red, right, on that green. It turns out that that's wrong. It turns out that even if you're not colorblind, if you're red-green colorblind, I am not. I can see them. For some reason, at a certain distance, the ball just becomes invisible. So white and like yellow and orange, I think, are a lot better. But anyways, I don't know why I'm ranting about this. I'm just thinking about like why certain colors are just not nearly as popular. But I love how red looks on this knife here. I think it's just really, really cool. We have a couple of areas probably where these are more likely to rub against the frame, and these areas have not been cerakoted. You can see there actually one side goes a little higher than the other. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just where it's contacting. It's probably because the internals on one side contact slightly higher, so they have that running up there. But that line does run perfectly down the center there, so that's cool. How about on the other side? It's pretty good. It kind of looks like it's slightly off, but I think that's just the light there. If we tilt it just right, it looks like it runs right down the edge. So that's cool. M390MK, it does have the new easy switch on it. And then the entire frame is red. And then the parts here are black, which I think looks great. So this is my third one. I have my Scarab that is my user. It was most recently used to sharpen a pencil for my son. This is the one that I carry. And then I have an old Scarab 2 original gen Shadow Edition. So this one has the switch that's harder to fire, though nah, they're the same. This is easier to fire, but the actual firing force is the same. Sorry about that. My video doorbell rang and it cut the recording off. But anyways, they're all the same power. This one just has that same easy switch as my other Gen 3. This one on the right has broken in a little bit, so it's slightly easier, but it feels about the same. So this is a fun and wild addition to my collection. Will I actually use this red one? No, I won't. It's just meant to have in my collection. And while cerakote is plenty tough, over time it will wear off, and I already have a Scarab that I use. So this is just meant as something for me to have collected. Pretty cool. I will link Scarabs in general down in the description. They have a ton of different variations of these. I mean, seriously, I think I've seen 20 to 30 variations of the Scarab now, not including all of the different blade shapes that you can get. So there's a ton of them out there. It is a highly recommendable OTF. If you're big into large, powerful, USA-made dual-action OTFs, this is the most powerful dual-action USA-made switchblade on the market. It is awesome. It's a little overpriced, but it is definitely something that's very cool for crowds who want specifically that. that's going to be it today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.